All praises to the horizon, peace and wisdom. Wise Solace speaking. Hopefully everyone's in good spirits this evening. I want to do this deep video for you guys, explaining exactly what telepathy is. I'm sure you've all seen videos about telepathy, but I want to explain in detail what it is on a deep level. And so hopefully everyone's settled. Can I get a sound check? I'm not sure if this music is too loud. I want to get straight into it. Peace and wisdom, Tina Hewley. I just received the email from you, but I didn't get a chance to check it. Peace and wisdom, young Draco. Crystal Jefferson. Camp Powhatan. Ty Dye. And the young OG Xavier 66. I try not to miss any of you guys. PTM Rico, peace and wisdom. Thank you for the sound check. If you new, I like to take a time out and greet everyone. Of course, if you're new, so you can visit my website, wiseservant.org. Our Google Upscale Knowledge. I have deep lecture magazines. I don't have any out right now. But I have deep lecture magazines. Different merchandise, t-shirts, things like that. You can visit the website. I'm going to have services up soon where you guys can like order one-on-one conscious cleansing, different things like that. Mental healing session, whatever you choose. Now, let's get into this deep topic. Shinzen Tetsu said synthetic telepathy already exists. Yeah, you cannot make peace and wisdom. You can't make synthetic telepathy. And so I want to do this video so that you guys can be clear on what telepathy is. Therefore, you can know the boundaries of what can be done and what can't. Now, just to give you a quick summary, I'm assuming everyone knows what telepathy is. But if you don't, telepathy is basically when you can speak and hear without using your mouth or ears. Most people will say, speaking through your mind. Now, speaking through your mind, the mind is everything, so that's not truly an accurate explanation. But this is what we're all familiar with. And so, for the common person, telepathy is that. When you can communicate through a higher means of communication, not having to use your physical mouth or your ears, but hearing and speaking simultaneously with someone else without, your physical attributes. Now, let's get into what telepathy truly is. When you're dealing with telepathy, this is a matter of hearing and speaking, communication. So this is dealing with the five senses, at least two of them. And so I want you guys to grasp, you have your five senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Five senses. Before you have those five senses, you have a higher order of senses, which are these senses merged into two categories. One would be telepathy, the other would be telekinesis. And then above those orders, you have the five senses as one order. Now, let me explain. And so if any of you guys that missed that part, you have the five senses. Before the five senses are broken up into five individual senses, they are two senses, still consisting of the five. And so sight and sound would be one sense together. Smell, taste, and touch would be one sense together. So this is your higher order of senses, meaning senses start out whole. You have smell, taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. 5 senses as one sense, meaning they're all merged together on one accord. Call it perception. Of course, sight, sound, smell, these different things are different means of perception. If you smell your mother, so you get the imagery of her in your mind, you get it? Everything correlates back to a perception, a sense of seeing, whether it's hearing, smelling. These things all help for your perception or your sight. Now, as I said, first the senses are all one. These 5 senses being one separate into 2. One consisting of sight and sound merged together. The other section being smell, taste, and touched merged together. And so now that one sense becomes 2 separate senses consisting of the whole still, which is sound, smell, taste, touch. You get it? Hopefully you guys are following. If not, ask a question. Now, telepathy is when sight and sound are merged as one sense, in that a person would not be able to see, speak, or hear, but all 3 would be merged into one, giving them the ability to communicate and speak without means of language in the way we do it. So I'm not sure how many of you guys remember Helen Keller. Helen Keller was basically blind, deaf, and mute, meaning she couldn't speak, hear, or see. To us, she's blind, can't speak, and can't hear. But in all reality, she was telepathic, meaning Helen Keller was special. They say that she can hear a person entering the room, but more than hear them, she has a descript. You get it? Meaning she can see in her own strange way. There was a nurse or someone that she had that used to speak to her by basically spelling words out in the air, but she could hear and sense it to where she could see it. You get it? Kind of like your senses being so heightened. It's like a blind man not being able to see, so his senses of hearing is heightened to where the same way you hear footsteps, so you kind of get imagery in your mind. You get it? If somebody's walking and you hear footsteps but you don't see who it is, you imagine what footprints are. It's not just a hearing thing, but you know feet. So it's like that for them. Their hearing is so acute that it's a seeing thing. And so when you're dealing with someone who's blind as well as deaf and can't speak, of course if you're deaf you can't speak, this is the equivalent of being telepathic, meaning Helen Keller could speak and hear. She basically was telepathic but had no one to be telepathic with. In that, she kind of has to dumb herself down to make a connection with us so that we can understand her. Meaning she understands us. We don't understand her. And so, like I said, you have your 5 senses. The sense of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Now, of course, you guys know sight is seeing. you can close your eyelids, you can still see. So seeing is not necessarily a matter of the things you can see, but to just be able to see. You get it? Sound. Sound is twofold, meaning the sense of sound is internal and external, a projecting thing and a receptive thing. You get it? Meaning you can hear sound or make sound, but you can't have one without the other. Meaning you cannot, if when you're dealing with sound, if sound can be made, it can be heard. If you can hear a sound, it's because sound is being made. You get it? So the sense of sound is truly a matter of making sound as well as being able to hear sound, either or. Of course, if you're speaking so you don't hear as well. This is why people say you run your mouth so much you're not even listening. You get it? If you're listening, so more than likely you're not speaking. When you're in the movie theater watching a good movie, you're like listening. So they go hand in hand, simultaneously. Now, when you merge sound, the sense of it, meaning, I don't want to say remove hearing and speaking, but to merge it with sight, making them one, meaning you can see, hear, and speak now as one accord. You get it? Not separately now, where you can speak, you can hear, and see. But imagine if you can see, hear, and speak, not individually, meaning you cannot see individually, and you cannot hear nothing just by hearing, and you cannot speak using your lips, but you can do all three simultaneously as one sense. That's what telepathy is. Meaning when a person cannot see, hear, or speak individually, meaning I cannot speak to you like that, or hear you like that. I cannot see you, just seeing you without speaking and hearing, but they're all one, meaning I can sense your words, I can sense the perception of you. I don't want you guys to think it's not a seeing, hearing, and speaking, but it's a higher order than that. Meaning, because you guys cannot speak and hear truly at the same time, when y'all are speaking, y'all are missing things. You get it? And so it's the same when y'all are hearing. So you are missing things to say. You might have something on your mind, like I'm going to say this. But as the person's talking so much, you forget. Because you, like, I'm going to say this. So it's like that. Same with sight. If you don't focus on one thing so you can see kind of everything. If you focus on one thing, it kind of blocks the rest out. And so, if you merge all three, sight and sound, of course sound is twofold. It's a matter of hearing sounds and speaking sounds. And so if you merge sight and sound and make it one, the person will no longer be able to see as we would say, and they would no longer be able to speak or hear as we would say. But they would speak, see, and hear on a higher level than we do. Meaning, according to us, Helen Keller is deaf. But research shows that she can hear. Meaning if you enter the room, she knows. You get it? And so in that, you can't truly say she's deaf. But if you are judging it just by the ear, then okay, Helen Keller's deaf. You get it? Like that. And so it's a deep thing. That's telepathy. That sense predates the five. Meaning at some point, sound and sight separates. And so now you have sound, sight, and the other three. Now before the other three, which would be touch, taste, touch, and smell. Before the other three were individual, they were one sense together. This is telekinesis. Some of you guys say, what's telekinesis? Telekinesis is when you can move things without touching them. We say move it with your mind. Telekinesis is that when taste, touch, and smell, 3 of the 5 senses are merged as one sense. This is a higher order of sense. It predates the 5 senses being individual. Now I know a lot of you guys are saying, what does smell, taste, and touch have to do with moving things with your mind? It's simple. Smelling is an aspect of taste. Taste is an aspect of touching. And so, of course, physically touching is the fulfillment of that order. But smell is a lesser sense of taste. Meaning when y'all smell things, it coincides with your taste buds. But to taste the thing is more. Meaning you guys smell shit. You like, Y'all can imagine how shit smell. I mean taste. To taste shit would be to smell it and, you get it? Like that. It's a lesser aspect of the same thing. Meaning smell, taste, and touch all has to do with feeling. Touching being the pinnacles of feeling. Smell being the lesser of feeling. Now watch how I blow you guys' minds. To smell a thing is to bring the thing to you without touching it. Meaning you bring the aura of it to self. But you're not moving it. You get it? So smell is like telekinesis of scent, aura, spirit. You get it? You're drawing the thing to self through smelling it. Now imagine if smell, taste, and touch was merged as one. Right? That would mean the same way you smell and draw a thing to you, you would be able to physically move it. Because it has an aspect of touch, which is physical, merged with it. You get it? It has taste, smell, and touch merged. The same way you pull in the scent of a thing, you would be able to do that, meaning the same way you don't have to move to draw a thing in through smell, you could do it like you're touching it and bring the physical thing to self. But it's because all 3 senses are merged, meaning smell, taste, and touch. Now, of course, if all 3 are merged, to us, the person would basically be someone who can't smell, who can't taste, and being as though they can't touch, they can't move. They'd basically be like a paraplegic. This is how they would appear to us. Say, man, they can't smell, taste, or move. But they would be able to move because they'd be able to move objects through telekinesis, meaning all 3 of their senses are one: smell, taste, and touch. And so even though they would appear to us like someone who can't move, they'd be able to move objects, themselves included. You get it? Meaning someone that has telekinesis, they wouldn't have to be able to walk because they could just move themselves. The same way you move your arm, cats still move their arm. You get it? Like that. Could move you to them. Like that. So when you're dealing with telepathy and telekinesis, these are senses, higher order of senses above the five individual ones. Meaning before the five senses are five individual, they are only two. Sound and sight as one, and smell, taste, and touch as one, merged. So you have two senses consisting of the five still. And so sound and sight merged is telepathy. Smell, taste, and touch merged would be telekinesis. But to be telekinetic, like I said, the person would look handicapped, can't smell or taste to us. Same with someone who has telepathy. We would view them as a blind, deaf, and mute person to us. But on a higher level of things, they can see, they can hear and speak, just all on one accord, telepathic like. And so you would have to be telepathic like to speak with them. And so it's a thing I want you guys to grasp. In order for someone to have telepathy, they would have to give up the ability to see as on an individual level. When I say individual, I mean the sense of sight, having it alone, separate from sound. You get it, taste, touch. Having sight removed and sound removed as we know it, but having it merged. This is how someone would become telepathic. Meaning, a surgeon, a really advanced brain surgeon, could merge the sense of sight and sound together. But this would make the person not be able to see how we do now physically. Their sense of hearing, seeing, speaking would all be one. And so just imagine if the sense of sight and sound was heightened to where you guys could hear so good, it's almost like a seeing. And you could see so good that you really don't need to. Meaning, y'all, if y'all could see so good, y'all could see every aspect, pore, all the billions of cells that make up one physical whole structure. Meaning, you can just see every aspect of a thing. You get my point? This would be a matter of your senses being so heightened. It would be like that. A person that's telepathic, the sound is so heightened that it becomes physical. Meaning the sound of footsteps is a person walking. Period. Right? The sound of footprints is always a person walking. If you never seen footsteps, but your sound is so heightened that the sound of footsteps is always someone walking, meaning they would be able to see legs walking the same way you would imagine legs walking if you heard footsteps. Meaning the difference between you and them is you hear the footsteps and you put an image in your mind. They hear the footsteps and the image that's in their mind is really the literal footsteps. Meaning whoever's coming and walking, that's who they're seeing. Because those footsteps make a sound that is a reflection of that thing. That's the thing they're hearing and seeing. You're just familiar with footsteps, so you put any footsteps in your mind. Because your senses are separate. You get it? Like that. Theirs is whole. So to hear is to see. And to see would be to hear. To speak would be to hear, and vice versa. You get it? And so, sight and sound is just one sense true. Meaning, there would be nothing to see if you don't have sound. Of course, in all the ancient teachings, so sound is the creator. This is because sound is like airs. Meaning, if I make a sound, this is a matter of airs. Within those airs, you have the smaller levels of life. Hydrogen atoms, carbon atoms, oxygen, so on and so forth. When they come together, you get all the substances and solids that we know. From the atomic levels of life within the air. Meaning everything physical that we have, it started as air. You get my point? Even us, meaning conscious is physical. When it's not in form, it's like air. When it's in form, it's basically semen, or what we call semen, the white gooey stuff. That's basically a consciousness manifested, the same way air manifests into substance. And so, consciousness is a deep topic. Many people don't grasp it, but sound is how you get everything physical that is seen. And so when I say sight and sound are truly one sense, of course, sound is twofold: speaking or hearing. You get it? It's the same. One is a matter of reception, the other is projection, but both having to do with the sense of sound. Of course, when you're dealing with sight, so it is these sounds that are manifesting forth physically, as I explained with the science, carbon atoms coming together, hydrogen atoms coming together, creating all the substances to solids that we know and see. And so you get my point? Sounds are becoming physical, and so sight and sound go together. And so when I say before sight and sound were individual senses, they were one, because they're already one. You get my point? And so it's all on how wise the mind is. Peace and wisdom line, Marita. I'm going to block you in a minute, but please get it together. Now, do the rest of you guys grasp? As I said, if you have any questions, you can ask. If you guys want to give back before I log off, you can do so at paypal.me/SolaceSolari or cash.app/$ the real Solace. Or you can visit wiseservant.org. Now, of course, this goes deeper, but I like to, do these types of videos off the energy. And so, hopefully you guys grasp. I'm about to log off. Like I said, visit the website. Check out the lecture magazines. The shirts, I'm waiting to see if any of you guys have a question before I sign off. Also, click the blue join word next to subscribe. Become a member of the channel. I'm going to be doing most of my videos there from now on. Of course, I believe in balance. Many of you guys don't know what that is. It's deeper than giving back, but everyone has to vibrate where they vibrate. And so, like I said, hopefully you guys grasp. Jimmy Infinity said, you gave a new perspective, peace and wisdom. Yeah, I didn't give you a new perspective. I gave you what telepathy is. This is why you guys are unappreciative, because y'all don't understand. You get it? What was just done for you. You think I added a piece to the puzzle. Y'all have no pieces. No one knows this. No one said this prior. No one explained telepathy. through the senses. I didn't give you a perspective. I'm giving you the reality of what it is. So you don't have to guess and wonder and be on a roller coaster ride seeking these things no more. I gave you everything. Well, I didn't finish the video, but I gave you everything for you to grasp higher orders of senses. Senses does not start as 5. Starts as 1. It descends to 2, then 5. But try and grasp. It's a deep thing. Peace and wisdom, Draco the Peaceful. A lot of you guys need to just come over to the member side of the learn that way. Most of you guys are just, y'all kind of flip-flop around channel to channel. You can't learn like that. And so y'all minds are kind of scrambled. One person told me I mix and merge teachings. And so this is what I mean. Y'all minds are too scrambled. Technically, I'm everything. A Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Buddhist, a Kemetic follower, meaning I've studied under all of these. And I'm better at all of them than all of y'all. That's the proof. Y'all get lost and forget that. When I say that, I explain it. That is the proof. Otherwise, what is the proof? And so grasp. If I'm showing you that 2 different teachings are actually the same, I'm not merging them. Your brain has to be scrambled for you to come to that conclusion. And so, most of you guys need a conscious cleansing. A real one. Y'all have yet to separate what truth and lie is in the mind. And so, you're seeking information, not wisdom. And so most of you guys flip-flop around in the way that y'all do, looking for knowledge and information because you think that's what equates to wisdom. I have a lot of information, then I have a lot of wisdom. No. A computer has information. A computer will never be wise. Same with a robot. That part. Wisdom is comprehension of information. The more one comprehends, so I suppose the more wise a person is. Comprehension has nothing to do with being able to comprehend the words that you are reading. Meaning knowing how to read is not comprehension. Knowing how to read is just knowing how to read. Comprehending what you read is something completely different. And so, it's a deep thing. Shinza something. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. You said, were you raised in any religion? I'm going to say this one more time. Man said he studied. The man just said he studied under Christianity, Muslim. You don't remember that part. I just said it. You turned around and said, were you raised under any religions? Nigga get this shades like just start going crazy. It's like y'all ears don't work. When I say comprehension, y'all are not self-aware. Y'all have too much bottled emotion. Meaning if y'all hear something y'all don't like, being as though y'all have too much emotional problems. Take it as an attack. Or insult. Y'all don't take it as care because the self is already in self-destruct mode. So if someone's telling you something out of care, like, yo, you're like fucking losing your mind. You don't hear. You're not comprehending anything. You get my point? You can take it as an insult and not as a, oh shit, I ain't realizing. And so you a perfect example of what I mean when I say you guys don't comprehend. Meaning y'all don't hear. I don't know what YouTube does to you guys' minds, but it's interfering with the comprehension of things. It's making y'all like we're only like Steve. Hearing the words and being, I know what it is. Y'all are not aware. Meaning y'all are minds full of information. Since birth, people fill you up with ideals. Everything y'all know is things that y'all adopted, meaning either heard, seen from an outside source. You get my point? Because of that, because y'all receive everything from outside source, y'all are like computers. Y'all are on protocol. There's never no real sense of thinking and being aware, but it's like protocol. If a thing gets said, y'all already have a rebuttal. This is why most of you guys say the same rebuttals. You get my point? It's a deep thing. Now, brother, you keep making my point, meaning Shinzalala, whatever your name is. Get your emotional state together. I don't need to have patience. What you need to do is screw your brain on. You have comprehension issues. You keep showing that, meaning you said, I need to have patience. I'm sitting here explaining to you. What's more patient than that? You get more, meaning the brother's completely retarded. I'll say it again. You say you work yourself up too much because you're worked up off what I said. Then you say you need to learn patience. If anyone rewind back 5 minutes before this point, I've been explaining to you again. Did I yell at you? Was I not talking this same again? Y'all have comprehension problems. You basically accusing me of getting worked up and not having patience with you, which is the opposite of what I did. That part. Some of y'all, I'm going to say it again, I'm not sure what YouTube does to y'all. I know y'all don't have awareness because y'all are on the flow from birth. You hear, you receive things in, you become like a robot, a computer. There's no thought in what y'all say. There's no comprehension in what y'all hear. So when I'm explaining to the brother what I'm explaining, you get my point? He says, you gotta have patience. If I'm sitting taking the time out to answer you, what do you call that? Now what he truly means is, he feels dumb. He want me to agree with, I guess, whatever he was saying. And so, peace and wisdom, Jenny Affinity. Indeed, some people definitely do. Thank you for the gift back, brother. He said, okay, no one comprehends you're the Messiah. Everyone else is wrong and slow. Everyone, Solace is the one. Everyone else is dumb. Salam, shalom. Speak for yourself. Everyone else can speak for themselves. You are dumb. I want to be clear and make sure you hear that. You stupid. You desperate for a problem, you about to get one. Now, in terms of a Messiah, I'm Solace. Fuck a Messiah. Fuck you too. Meaning whatever you talking about and stupid ideals you got in your mind, don't apply them to me. I'm more than anything you can fucking think of. You can't think of nothing high enough to apply to me. That part. Now, you can slide the fuck out of here because you're going to be dumb for the rest of your life. You don't deserve respect. So you get that on the first end, now you get disrespected on the other end. And if you keep going on, I'm going to disrespect the hole that you came out of, which is your mama's dirty vagina. Salam, shalom. Peace and wisdom. Have faith. Guevara. Some people be too desperate for it, telling me to fix my attitude, to fix your mama's vagina, so that so much bullshit won't come out of it. He's speaking of you. We know what you is. You an asshole, baby. You came out the asshole. And so this ain't the place for you. Salam, shalom. Now, if anyone else has questions, you can ask. You don't have to get lost by the stupid people. Peace and wisdom, Star Vision. Thank you for the get back. Meaning you have dumb people in life. They come here disturbed. Then they don't like how they disturbances don't work on me. I'll take a time out with you to help you see, like, you a little slow. After that, and I see you want to be stupid, so I just deal with you like you are. Peace and wisdom, Shinzatsu. I'ma let you go. You sound like a broke loser. Like I told you earlier, this channel wasn't for you. You sound like a stupid kid. Talking about where I'm at so you can humble me. All you can do is die. I'm grown. You talking like a child. You think in real life you gonna come around me and do something? Peace and wisdom. When men have no talents, so they try to sneak being tough in as one. Tough ain't a talent. It's something that the talentless have. Meaning the life feels sorry for you because you a loser and you didn't get no talents. Everybody in life got talents. You a loser and got none. So now you want to be tough with everybody. Ain't this how it work, y'all? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. People have talents and be great at what they do. Then here comes the talentless motherfucker. He wants to like show he's tougher. This is not even the subject of their talents. Fucker be a dope ass rapper. Here comes the loser rapper that can't rap. So he want to show he's tougher. He's not tough enough to go to where they compete in toughness. Wants to come to the wisdom channel, the mind channel. And then talking about he want to compete with me in toughness. Lucky for you, I'm with that kind of shit. Lucky for you, I'm with that shit. So email me. So you can learn. Goofy. Some of y'all goofy. Y'all need a real lesson. I'm going to start walking around with fucking glasses on looking real goofy just because that's how y'all operate. Like to take advantage of people y'all think y'all can walk around looking real soft. No. The best lessons is mistakes. Mistake a nigga from being soft and get damn near killed. Ain't no lessons better than those types. And so, like I said, if any of you guys have any questions, y'all can ask. I never have a problem with, straightening out stupids. You have to. You know how they tell you guys when you're young? Because y'all live in politically correct times, meaning y'all are so fake. Y'all not aware of self. But when you're young, they tell you you have to face your problems. If the bully's bullying you, you have to face him. Whether you win or lose against the bully, that's the only way he's going to leave you alone. Meaning even if the bully beats you up, once you stand up to the bully and the bully knows it's going to be a struggle to bully you, meaning you're willing to fight back every time, however many times you need to, but as far as you being bullied, that's out the window. That's not happening no more. You're not going to be one of the bullied anymore. You get it? You're just going to be one of the fellas, and he just can fight better than you. You get my point? Meaning you have a group of friends, they all equals. Some could fight better than others, but you get it? Ain't no bullying and beating up on those that can't fight better because our respect on an equal level. You'll be like that. That part. So it's the same with anything in life. Meaning a lot of you guys like to ignore trolls and play this higher than. Get out of here with that. You take a time with a person. Sometimes people disturbed. So you take a time and try to show them like, yeah, you a little crazy. No fast movements. But if that don't work, face your problems. Meaning give them what they trying to give you. You have to look at energy that way. When y'all try to ignore trolls and things people say, you're lying to self. Meaning, look at their negative energy, this being their words or whatever they're doing to you. Look at it as physical. And so you're taking it in when you ignore it. You get it? That part. Give it back and be done with it. That's real. Meaning when a person curse y'all out, let's say you at work, person coming in and curse you out. You at work, so you like, I can't curse them back out. I gotta take this. Y'all be mad later. Like, I should have knocked that bitch out. That. You get it? It carries over past that moment. After they cursed you out and did whatever they did and left your establishment that you work in, they over it. You still carrying it that day. Like, yo, the next person. This is how y'all get built up to the point where somebody barely say something to y'all and y'all lose it on them. The politically correct thing. You trying to hold things in. Pretending like it don't bother me. If a thing is bothering you, meaning someone giving you shit, and you feel it bothering you, that means it came in you. Give it back. Tell them, I don't want that shit, fuck you, you have it. And then you close the door in their face so they can't give you nothing back. Take your garbage and go on your way. And so, apply that. Meaning, that's politically correct. Give them their shit back and close the door in their face and be done with it. Let them go disturb somebody else. Peace and wisdom, nom nod. Now, if you guys have peace and wisdom, star vision, thank you again. If you guys have any questions, ask before I slide out. If you just tuned in, make sure you rewind it so you can grasp this deep video. I was explaining what telepathy truly is. This is $1 million topic. Meaning what I explained is a deep thing. I'm about to just put a price tag on everything. Y'all get to it when y'all do. Salam, shalom.